And I can't wait to say all of them suck, but also all of them are good.
And the Unleashed, which is a completely different game.
Lore is you're supposed to get blue balls, but
I closed my door.
How about Sonic Chronicles?
But it's okay if you play it.
How about Sonic Chronicles?
Trash.
Okay. Okay, no. I would put it in why, because why did Sega contract BioWare to make a Sonic RPG?
Oh my god, I forgot it was made by BioWare.
But
Jesus
also,
Christ.
Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood is also the game that led to one hell of a lawsuit from one Mr. Ken Pender.
Oh, then that's a Supersonic then.
Now just make a new tier. Make lawsuit tier.
It's annoying. What the fuck is it called? It uses fucking iMovie sound effects. Okay.
Oh
Lord.
Let me. This is the this sound right here.
And surprisingly,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This is the level up sound for Sonic Chronicles. I'm getting annoyed.
Oh, that is gross.
Oh.
It's just like, what? Why?
Dude, that's that shit that like school teachers be using to be like, and you passed the semester.
The other thing that they do, right? The other thing that they do is they have the default DS like sound chip in there, or the sound font. So all of their music sounds really strange and tinny and really like generic.
Like, think about like if you've ever seen a game beta, like where they have like placeholder soundtracks. Think about they just shipped that. Like there
was an actual soundtrack, but they forgot to put it in.
Soos, have you ever looked at a leapfrog before?
Yes.
The leapster thing, the little game pad thing.
I used to have one.
It sounds like that. That's what the game sounds like.
Okay.
The entire game, the music, all of it sounds like that. The music is offbeat sometimes, too. It's so annoying.
Okay, so Sonic Colors, DS, and the regular version.
DS Sonic Colors is the probably the best Sonic Rush game.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's basically Sonic Rush 3. Did it have the same composer? Because that composer was Hideki Naganuma.
That is automatically. That's going to be the reason why I fight for Sonic Rush and Super Sonic, specifically because of the OST.
Because Hideki Naganuma is like.
It's not. Sonic Colors just used the Wii OST, basically, like just DS versions of it.
Okay,
so it's not a bad OST. It's just that you're comparing two different weights.
I like Sonic Rush. I think the first Sonic Rush is probably the best one.
We're not talking about Sonic Rush. We're talking about Sonic Colors.
Like Marine, so I'll leave that up to you guys.
You don't like Australians?
Of course, I'm very racist towards Australians.
Oh,
it's a known thing about my character.
Upside down people scare me.
Why don't you just say no instead of no?
Oh mate, mate, we're gonna go chuff back some fat darts, go play some Sonic, yeah. Then we're gonna go to Sonic.
Australians are just southern people, but they're from Britain. That's what it is, and I could say that.
Those are the Welsh, my guy.
Oh my goodness!
They have their own dialect.
They have their own language.
Yep.
And it sounds like just guttural screaming.
It was debatably a video game.
I don't think it's debatable. I think it's unquestionably, undeniably a video game that was developed and published.
I think it's probably, in terms of gameplay, the best Rush game. But in terms of music,
I put it in good soup. Like,
yeah, I would too.
What about this one?
Yeah, and that's actually I think you have it in a good spot, really.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I've never played Sonic Dash 2. What the fuck? Oh, that's one of the Sonic Cafe games. So put it in Y, because it does not play well at all, if it even plays. That's Sonic Dash. Yeah.
Okay, so we put this one here and put in that one there.
Very bottom. Keep it in bottom of mid. Sonic Drift 2 is actually a pretty fun game. Yeah, if you don't like very simple 3D racers on a game that can't do 3D graphics, you won't like it. But
so what could have been then?
Yeah, I think it actually has some pretty good racetracks for the type of game that it is.
So I was gonna say, like, I played Sonic Drift 1, I haven't played 2. It's one of those things where, like, I played it, but I don't really have any strong opinions one way or the
So again,
other. Like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't...
Yeah, so again, because, like, the way I like to say mid is, like, it has a special place in all our hearts where it's just like, yeah, I'd play it again. Whereas, like, what could have been, it's just like you play it once, and then you're just going, like, why?
I would put Drift 2 ahead of Drift 1, though.
Okay.
What's the next game? Is that Sonic Typing Adventure? It is. It's the Sonic Typing game. Trash. Shadow Edition. Trash. Throw it in there. That's Sonic Dash 3, by the way. So just put it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're good here. Oh, are we sure we don't want to put Sonic Forces, like, at least in a what could have been, in the sense, like, there was the potential for a good game. Like, OC
yeah, you know
funny.
what? You're right. You're very right. Like right behind, right next to a Secret Ring, honestly.
Can you please put Sonic Free Riders in trash because it crushed my dreams and my hopes?
It isn't trash because like I was getting excited because I was like, oh, Sonic the Riders, and I was like, oh wait, but it's the fucking Connect version.
That's the 3D.
Is that a 3DS?
Yes, it is. It is.
I can't tell.
Sonic Generations 3DS was basically like Sonic Rush 3.5. If Sonic Colors DS was basically Sonic Rush 3, Generations 3DS was basically 3.5.
I think it was a huge missed opportunity, honestly, because why didn't they do... Because they changed the level design. Like, they changed the levels themselves. You have, like, random different levels, like fucking Radical Highway and shit, which, okay, I'm fine with. But why didn't they just take from the handheld games? They had the opportunity to be like, every handheld game represented in this.
The console Sonic Generations, the one that we're all familiar with, probably in good.
Yeah, I would say like top of good suit. It was
it's not
nice.
the best Sonic game, but like, it's an honest to god, well put together Sonic game. It's probably the best version of the Boost games, and it has the Unleashed project, which is the best half of Sonic Unleashed, which, when we get to Sonic Unleashed, I'm going to go on a massive tirade about Sonic Unleashed.
Okay, Sonic Heroes go in, like, mid, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly feel like I've always been of the opinion that Sonic Heroes could have been the best Sonic game.
It could have been, honestly.
Like, if they tightened up the controls, and you didn't have to play the game 4 fucking times, and made the special stages playable, it would have been the best Sonic game. Like, I think that this is how Adventure Ending should have been. Hey, let's have 3 different play styles, but you play them in the same, at the same time. They both feel like Sonic, and, you're still achieving the same sort of goal, just in different situations. That's what Sonic Adventure should have been, instead of fucking, shitty gunner zones or fishing.
So what I'm hearing is that Sonic Heroes is, like, super mid.
I would put it above Shadow the Hedgehog, but yes. Have you ever played Sonic Jam? It's just Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and maybe CD. I think it's a compilation.
Well, I'm gonna put this in Y. Remember, Y is not a bad tier. It's just like, why does it exist if we have the other ones?
I'll agree with you, but I do like the aesthetics and the music and how it plays. The open world stuff is very fun.
What's the awful board game?
That's Sonic. Sonic Delectables. Sonic, fuck, what is it called? I watched a video on it recently. What the fuck?
Sonic Shuffle. Okay, that
there,
worked.
There it is. Thank you.
Okay, my
Sonic
bad.
Shuffle. Oof.
I feel like I've played Sonic Shuffle like once on my grandfather's old Sega Dreamcast. My memory is probably failing me because all I remember is, oh, it's Sonic and he's talking to his friends and they're in a cave and that's it.
That's one of those cafe games, so in the same tier.
All right, Sonic Jump Fever, same thing.
Yep, same thing.
Same thing.
Labyrinth goes in fucking trash tier. I don't remember 3DS Lost World. I don't know what
it had the world's worst special stages. I remember that much.
Oh
Sonic
boy.
360 motion controls or gyroscope.
Oh, I remember that. Oh no.
I would put like that as low mid and Sonic Lost World as like maybe either both of them would be in what could have been or mid, because
I want to put them here right next to 06.
Sonic Lost World had some cool ideas, but it also doesn't feel like a Sonic game.
No.
I'd at least put the Wii U version higher than the
yeah,
3DS.
no, that's correct.
My understanding is that Sonic Lost World, while being weird, isn't really a bad game. It's
Okay,
just most people don't look at it as like a standard Sonic game.
Yes, I'll put it like this: Sonic Lost World is a very polished and pretty game. It's just very boring. It's a very well-made, boring game.
All right, and then the first Supersonic entry, in my opinion.
There's no
I don't think anyone.
Mania may be a nostalgic pandering to an almost ludicrous degree. Actually, no, not even almost. It just is nostalgic pandering to a ludicrous degree, but God,
it's done good. It's done really fucking
pandering.
good.
It's so nostalgic pandering that they got the people the nostalgia was for to make it.
Yeah, but I still suck at blue spheres, so.
Like, Sonic Mania is in the is like the trinity of perfect Sonic games with 3 and Knuckles and Generations. Like, I know people aren't agreeing with me on the Generations.
Genesis? Sonic Mania Genesis?
No, that's Sonic Mania Plus. It was just made to look like.
You could just throw it up on same spot.
Throw it on top of Mania because it's just the better version of Mania.
Sonic Pinball Party. Did anybody actually play this?
Yeah, it's okay. Yes, I did. It's just pinball. It's just pinball with Sonic and pinball tables. The pinball itself isn't even Sonic, and it makes me angry.
Okay, that's trash. Yeah. If you're making a pinball game and your pinball is not Sonic, what are you doing? Sonic Riders. Look, I'm gonna argue for Sonic Riders being in good soup.
I'm gonna put it in good soup. Fuck you guys. That shit is amazing.
It's a fun game. I love
Sonic Riders. Okay, I've seen gameplay for it, and it looks good, but it also just makes me want to go play Wipeout HD.
If you like Wipeout HD, if you like the Wipeout series, it's very similar. It's slightly slower. I love the way it's a little bit difficult to get to. It's the melee of kart fighters. It's the melee of kart fighters.
Well, here's the thing with Sonic Riders. One of the best memories I've ever had. Great game, fantastic character design. There we go. And,
yes, I do love that.
Yeah.
I like how everyone had goggles.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And the reason I love this game so much is that at the time when I had the PS2, I didn't have a memory card, so I would play this game to completion in one go. And do that over and over again and not get tired of it.
The tracks, I think, are pretty good. The music, I think, is fantastic.
Oh, dude, music's great.
I was going to say, I have had Ungravitify. That's the theme to Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. But I've had that on my main Spotify playlist, and I've listened to it on repeat more times than I can.
I think Ungravitify is actually amazing. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, on the other hand, is probably somewhere in mid. Because it's just Sonic Riders 1, but with less player agency, because they took away the ability to actually do tricks normally. You can just it does it for you, and the tracks are worse.
All right, so mid. Well, then that would be what could have been then, because
honestly, I would put it in there because
if you're taking the main engine, if you take the main engine, the main point of the game, which is racking up points, and you take away the tricks, it's just like, what's the fucking point?
Now, Sonic Rivals 2, on the other hand, which is what we should probably start with Rivals 1, even though they're in that order. Have any of you actually played this game?
I played it on some guy's PSP once in middle school. I had my own PSP, but I never got the game.
This game was a mess, not gonna lie.
Sonic Rivals 1 is basically a really kind of boring version of two-player mode from Sonic 2. Take that as you will. You play through stages that are designed like, this passes for a Sonic stage. There's like items and stuff, but it's a 2D Sonic game where everyone plays identically to each other, even though you have characters like Silver. I think they have like unique ability or something, but there's not really anything interesting that happens. I'd say it's like bottom. Rivals 2, it's pretty much the same game with all the same trappings. The only difference is I think Rivals 2 has voice acting, and it's hilarious.
Hey, Tails, how's it going? I heard you had something important to tell me.
That's right. I discovered that a bunch of Chow have vanished.
Silver teams up with SPO the Chameleon, and for some reason he has got like this wild hair up his ass.
Is it better than Battle? Okay, so it's
it gets old very quickly, and you can beat it in like 5 minutes. What is that, Sonic R next? Okay, Sonic R.
Can you feel the sunshine?
The soundtrack
Fight me.
is amazing. Have you ever tried to play the game? It's impossible.
Yes, I have. I can drift.
It's so hard to play.
Okay, no, but look, just talking. God, it's such a bad game. But I love it for the meme.
However, Sonic R also gave us the Tails doll, which gave us so many fucking creepypasta.
He's right. He's right.
Top
Put
of
that
trash.
shit in trash. Top of trash.
Top of trash.
Top of trash. And it's staying there.
That's
because
fair.
It's true in our hearts.
Dude, you're constantly drifting in this game. You can't go forward without drifting.
You know how cool drifting is? What it is all the fucking time.
All right.
I don't know what either of these games are. I think
It's a mobile game,
like
and then the DS version
games.
of the mobile game. Another both.
Oh
mobile
wait.
games.
I remember people really liking this game. I have never played it or seen it myself. I remember it had like
Again,
a chow
why?
system. But I don't
Sonic.
know. I've got no opinion on those.
All right, so we're down to Sonic Rush.
I think Sonic Rush is pretty
solid
high.
S tier.
Solid S tier. And I think the music's amazing.
Yes, the music,
yeah.
like full disclosure, music is carrying that shit. Don't care.
I would put it like I don't know. I'd put
Also,
it around the
it's-
same for me as the
it's-
Advanced
it's-
series.
I
music
think it's
does-
interesting to note that sorry to cut you off. I think it's interesting to note that Sonic Rush were the first games to actually use the boost system. Granted, it was a side scroll. It is a side scroller, but boost is boost. Push button, go fast, break shit in front of you.
Yes, and it split the game in half.
Okay, so you,
have-
Anthony, you're arguing for A?
I'm arguing for the same as Advanced 1, 2, and 3, and I think what bumps it down for me is that this game has beat 'em up style elevator sections. Where you
Okay,
have to
then
kill
yeah,
enemies.
that's like on top of these because
that's the
it breaks the
only thing-
monotony. It breaks the monotony that is these two because it's all just going fast for these two. Honestly,
It's very strange. Do you remember that, Tommy, where you actually have like the
like
ability
there's a
to move
pseudo
up,
3D area.
where you move like up and down like it's a beat 'em up, and
Yeah, like for
and,
one, but you still only have like your jump. I think they even took away your boost. But like also
Yes.
counterpoint what you need.
yes, don't stop, you proceed. This is what you need. Sonic Rush Adventure, I think, is behind Sonic Rush Original.
Yeah,
because
the progression system is stupid.
it's
there we
fake.
go. Sonic why?
Yeah, that's a solid Y.
What
Sonic
is-
Spinball on the Game Gear is the same game but worse, so put it in like trash. Sonic Spinball on the Genesis, I'd put that in mid somewhere, probably.
Is it better than
Really
Rivals?
does. Yes, I had more fun with it than
Yes, I'm skipping
Rivals.
right
Sonic the Fighters.
Wait, wait.
Why are
Is
there
this-
two of them?
I guess one's the Saturn and one's the arcade.
Maybe.
It could be. Let me look up
Like
that.
I would just assume
No.
to put
You
them.
know what it is? You know what it is? One of them is the Xbox re-release because it's a bit different. The Xbox re-release is pretty good. It's a solid video game. It's kind of a terrible fighting game though. If you know anything about things like Virtua Fighter or Tekken, it's super rudimentary. It's super.
I'm gonna
like
put the
everything-
original in what could have been because, like, honestly, Sonic
Yes.
does have a nice cast of like.
I
people
feel like they
to
made
be a
an
fighting
amazing
game, yeah.
fighting game. I think. They
And
would
then
make an
this one is
amazing
just
fighting
trash.
If there's any good at fighting games, I'd probably rate it higher, but I suck at fighting games.
See, most of us here play fighting games. And
You,
we've been playing them
you
for
pick
a
the
really
green
long
one
time.
and you peck, and that's how you win in this game.
The thing about Sonic the Fighters is it's too basic to be like fun to play. Fighter.
All right, so what
So,
about
yeah.
these?
Sonic 2 on the Game Gear, pretty good.
This
I'd
one?
say that's like somewhere in.
Okay, I'm gonna put these in Y, because I mean we
Well,
just have the regular Sonic 2 here.
Sonic
No,
Game Gear
no.
is a completely different game.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, they're
you
very,
were
very
saying mid?
Yeah.
somewhere in mid. And there's two other Sonic games called Sonic 2 there. One of them, the one that looks
That's
newer,
the iOS
and-
re-release.
it is. It's
I'm
the
just gonna
black
put
and
that
white
in
version.
So that's
No, that's the best
actually,
version of the game.
yeah, no, that's better than Sonic 2. That has Hidden Palace Zone, which took cut content and basically made it like part of the game.
This
and,
better than
including
Sonic 2?
using it to fill in one of the biggest sins in the Sonic
Yes,
2's
they-
game design,
they
which was a
fixed
pit
Sonic-
that was not bottomless. It was just
They-
a pit of
they-
spikes.
So what do we where are we putting this?
I would say underneath Sonic CD probably.
I put above
that's-
Sonic CD.
I would agree. I thought
Yeah,
about it
like
more.
basically these are like sister games because I think Sonic 2 was Sega of America doing the sequel. Sonic CD was the
Yes.
creator Sonic, though in my opinion Sonic 2 does like a lot more is taken from Sonic 2 that got incorporated. Like it introduced Tails, introduced the spin
Yes.
dash, I mean, well, Sonic CD has a spin dash, but it was
spin
PP.
There's a reason that the remake, the Christian Whitehead Sonic CD, allows you to switch between the spin dash in Sonic CD and the actual spin dash.
Yeah.
Because more. But yeah, Sonic 2. And then I guess Sonic 2 is right behind it because
it's the same game, just with a little bit, a couple things that needed fixing.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
God tier. Yeah.
Yeah. S tier.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Better or worse than Mania?
I think Mania Plus may edge it out a little bit, but I think the level design in Sonic 3 is amazing. And it's especially
well. How about this? Mania Plus,
I think
SS tier, top of SS tier, then Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then Sonic Mania, because this is basically just copying this in that sense.
Yeah, I you know what? I'd agree with that. Sonic 3 is probably where Sonic and Knuckles is about the same. Yeah. Would edge it above because it's got more content than Knuckles.
I mean, but it also.
See, my thing with Sonic 3 is I put it right here.
Really?
I mean, to be fair, like. I think my issue with Sonic 3 is like what is it? All the stages except for one have water.
This is true.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's my issue.
In the casino stage.
And that's my issue with it because it slows down the game so much. Like I'm so used to going at least moderately fast with these guys, even if I am looking for stuff. And then Sonic 3 just continuously slows down Sonic for no reason.
And then Sonic 3 doesn't feel complete, but like Sonic and Knuckles, I think on its own has a lot more complete of a climax. With Sky Sanctuary.
I do love Sky Sanctuary. I think my biggest issue with Knuckles though is that it's really short.
That's fine.
If I was gonna weigh in on Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, I mean. Given the existence of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I would just call Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles just two halves of the same game.
I mean, they are. They
are because the game was more or less literally split in half.
Yeah, and this is the better part.
And then put them back together with lock-on technology.
No, okay, I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sonic 4.
Sonic 4. That's episode 2.
Okay, episode
I only played the first episode and it existed.
Wait, where did we put we put this here and what it could have been.
Okay, put Sonic 4 above what
no, Sonic 4 episode 2 in what could have been Sonic 4 episode 1 in trash.
Yeah.
You know what? Hard agree. That's the Mega Drive version of the game, I think. No, I'm stupid. It's the Game Gear version of the game, and it's okay. It's not bad. Again, very different.
Like I'd say high mid. Like you at least give it credit for being, or would you put it high?
I would put it. I would agree with being in like
because it is a very distinct game. It has stuff like Bridge Zone, has its own jungle zone, whatever. Like the music's good. Like it did what it could, or it.
I would put it behind Sonic 2 Master System because Sonic 2 Master System is just like a better version.
Yeah, and we would probably put Triple Trouble ahead of those too.
Yeah.
Whenever we get
there. Hold on just a second.
That is Pocket Adventure.
Game. Wait. Oh no! It is Pocket. Wait, no.
No, Pocket Adventure is
ahead.
No,
it's
Neo
over
Geo
there on the Neo Geo.
Which is the same fucking art. Fuck you.
Oh my god, it does. I think. No, wait, it doesn't. Look at his arm. They flipped it. What?
Yeah, no.
How did they do that?
Oh, what? Oh yeah.
How the hell did they do that?
Yeah, no. This is a serious discussion right now.
Use the flip tool in Photoshop. What the hell are you talking about?
What the fuck?
No. But look at where his arm is. Like his arm in one is below his mouth, the other is to the right. So this is just two photos of Sonic doing the exact same.
And somehow this arm is behind the spikes, even though the spikes would technically be back here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dumb as fuck.
Okay, so I still have no idea what this is. Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think it's part of the. I think it's part of the cafe.
Yeah, it's a 7-letter title.
Let's see. The Sonic Adventure. Sonic Pocket Adventure. It's just Sonic 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'd say put Sonic in that one.
Again, it's just gonna leave it here.
I mean, it exists. Like it is a legitimate game.
This one
for a system no one played.
Okay, so mid.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, bottom of mid.
Okay, Game World.
I don't have any idea what that is.
Okay, hold on.
Well, we're waiting for that about what about golf?
It's another one of the fucking cafe games. So
golf sucks in real life, and it sucks. And it probably sucks just about as much as a Sonic game.
That's Sonic 1. So,
also, to answer the question from earlier, Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World is an educational video game for the Sega Pico, released in 1994 in Japan, 1996 in the U.S.
Oh my goodness.
Oh right, I think this is. Wait, is this the game that introduced the man? Let me see. Oh no.
What?
I mean,
The man.
Oh no, I keep forgetting that the fucking chicken, like the chicken flicky, is called Cookie.
All right, now
I'm never gonna get over that.
Now here's the real question: where does the original Sonic game stand for?
Oh, S tier, easy. It's the one that started it all.
Top of S tier, like the actual Sonic.
I would not put it above Sonic 2.
I would not put it above Sonic, any of those ones, or Sonic CD even. It's really, it's
the Sonic game though.
But it also has Labyrinth.
Oh, that's right. And it doesn't have like spin dash as well, right?
No spin dash. It's got
top of
no
it. Chili dog then.
Yeah, I would put it there, honestly. Maybe.
I don't like having it above Sonic Rush, but I will be.
It's a good. It's a good intro, but like compared it to the polish of what's above it, it just I think these are so much better.
My biggest issue with Sonic,
yeah, that's fair.
That they didn't have an idea. They didn't have confidence in Sonic's abilities, like as an engine. So they just did some very generic platforming character platformer design for like most of the game, and only part of the game allows you to go fast, that being Starlight Zone and Green Hill Zone. Every other level is just, I could totally see it just being a Mario game. Okay. I don't know what the hell this next game is, and I can't read it because it's in Japanese.
This is Triple Trouble.
That one.
That's probably a Nani.
If it's got Ken Pender's name anywhere near it, it's lawsuit tier.
Triple Trouble would go above Sonic 1 and 2 for the Master System, so the handheld versions. No, not up there. In the mid, because it's basically their version of Sonic 3. So it's like.
It's like a little Happy Family, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to put it above, at least above the Mario and Sonic games, because Sunset Park Act 3.
Okay.
Just Game Gear singular songs.
I would agree. That,
yeah, because like the Mario and Sonic games are like don't really have like a bang. Well, I mean, except for Rio. Rio has a banging soundtrack, which actually I'm gonna correct this real quick because wait, where is Rio?
I'll give you that.
The Rio soundtrack is fucking bopping, dude. Like. That soundtrack has no reason to be that good. Sonic.
All right, that's the Sonic X GBA.
The game, right?
Yeah.
There was a GBA game for Sonic X.
No, it's
the episodes, right?
It was the GBA video. I think it's a couple episodes of Sonic X.
Like 2.
Oh, so wait. Is it the Japanese version of Sonic X or the 4Kids version of Sonic X? Because both suck, but in very different ways.
No,
okay, I think that might be something different, actually. I don't know if that's what that is. That might be the Leapster Sonic X. Let me check.
It is Leapster Sonic X.
Yeah, it's Leapster Sonic. Okay, put it in trash.
Sega Saturn. What is this game?
That's Sonic Extreme. It was never released, and it makes me cry. Just looking at
like
it.
A weird
what are we putting in trash there? Are we not going to try to decipher what that mysterious?
I don't know what that is.
I don't like Sonic's hand. Hold on, go to the Sonic one, the one you just went trash. What is his hand? I don't like his hand.
This is the Schoolhouse one. It's another teaching game.
The next game is Tails' Adventure. It's for the Game Gear. It's a Tails exclusive, where you play as Tails the whole thing. It's really interesting. I do really like it. I put it somewhere in good soup actually because it is a Metroidvania.
I don't think any of us are going to dispute because I don't think any of us have played it, so
it's a Metroidvania where you play as Tails and uses robots and inventions to do things. You can unlock Sonic Spin Dash. He uses fucking napalm as a weapon.
Tails is a war criminal?
He takes down an entire military in that game using yeah, actually, like a fucking evil bird military comes up and they're like the Red Ribbon Army, right? And he
so where's
what is this?
Oh my god.
Tails Sky
Patrol. I don't know.
Music
Tails Sky Patrol is the next game. I don't know what that is.
Let me see. Tails games. Not Tails
Music
controlled.
Maker.
Tails Music.
No.
What?
I don't know what it is. Put it in trash. It looks like an educational game. So.
It is. It is an educational game.
Tales of Sky Patrol is a rail shooter, 2D like Gradius-esque, but really, really hard and really kind of boring. But if you like Gradius, you'll like it, I guess. So it's kind of random. Team Sonic Racing. I've not played this one yet, but people seem to like it. From what I've seen, it's just a lesser version of Sonic All-Stars Racing Transfer. It's just a lesser version of that.
Right.
It's just without the crossovers, and now it uses like Sonic Heroes mechanics, but it does have Bingo Highway as a stage, which is kind of based.
We're just gonna put it right now. What could have been? The fuck is this?
It's another arcade game, so I'd put it in Nani because we can't fucking understand it.
All right.
Okay, we're still in the best
I'm just gonna let
Excellent.
you go on.
No, I was gonna say like I love how.
Hold on, there's three.
No, hold on.
There's three different games here.
Hold on. Let me preface. I love how we spent almost no time on the most divisive game in the entire franchise.
It's not decisive. It's everyone knows it's shit.
Yeah, I know, but
just
like
to what degree?
Exactly.
Everyone knows the story of what it could have been. It's the No Man's Skies.
But No Man's Skies actually got good.
Yeah, it got good one day.
The difference is Hello Games actually tried.
And then we're leaving fucking Unleashed for last. I love it. I just love it.
Okay, so there's three different versions of Unleashed. I'm gonna put them in category of how well their picture looks. So the HD one's gonna be the most vibrant, and the one in the middle is gonna be Unleashed, and then the last one's gonna be the mobile port. I'm just gonna send you a picture of the mobile port.
That sounds horrifying. Yeah, I'm like.
I would like to say that. Okay, I am biased as all living hell when it comes to Sonic Unleashed. So even though my opinion on it is objectively correct, take everything about I say with a grain of salt. Sonic Unleashed was my first Sonic game, so obviously I'm gonna be blinded by nostalgia, but that doesn't make my opinion any less correct. The daytime stages, I agree with everyone. They're excellent. The soundtrack, excellent. Rooftop Run might be the apex of, well, it's one of the apexes of Sonic's soundtracks. The Werehog stages, despite dragging on way too long and really not being a good fit for a Sonic game, they weren't bad.
They weren't at all.
I agree.
Like it's like, okay, someone at Sonic Team played a shit ton of God of War and was like, damn, that's pretty good. And then subconsciously influenced how they designed the Werehog stages. I love that all the Werehog stages soundtracks were like kind of weird jazzy things. Even the fight music, which why did they only have one fight music that played all the time, was good. Now if only they didn't play it all.
Can we really call that trash? Should we just put it in Y?
No, it's no. Remember, Nani is like we don't understand what it is. Why? It's like why has this even been made? Well, actually, no. You're right. You're right. This is like bottom of why. You're right. Why make this game? Right. So before we get to the actual good HD make with the Sonic Unleashed.
It's just like it's like the day stages were a little bit worse. I had it for the Wii.
I'd say.
Yeah, but how much is a little bit worse?
I put it like low mid.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing about Unleashed, it's got completely different level design for both characters. The Werehog stages, I think, are better designed, but the combat is worse
because they don't go 20 minutes long.
No, I still remember them going 20 minutes long. To be honest,
they are much shorter. In fact, Eggman Land is broken up into multiple stages as opposed to being one massive stage.
One massive 45-minute stage in a Sonic game.
Yeah, and it's broken up, even like in between Werehog stages, it's broken up. The other big thing is the boost gameplay is completely different. You do not get to just boost like you do in HD Unleashed. So what happens is you have a three-way segmented bar, and when you fill one up, you press the X button, or sorry, the square button because it's on the PS2 or whatever the boost button is. And it drains that entire bar, and for the duration of that, you're boosting, and you cannot stop boosting unless I think you manually press the button. I think you can stop. I don't remember being able to, but you can only boost if you have a bar full. So instead of it being like you have this meter that you can just use whenever, you have to have an EX bar and you have to use it in order to fucking boost. So it's kind of interesting, but I think the level design in the 3D like Sonic stages, the modern Sonic stages, are kind of bland. There are some things that are more interesting. I think the Werehog stages in Halaska, the icy area, are better in the Unleashed version than they are in HD. But I think Unleashed and the PS2 version tried more to be Devil May Cry than God of War. In that the progression felt a lot more like Devil May Cry than it felt like Unleashed. Because Unleashed, you just use like the EXP you get, whereas it's a bit different. And the UI looks like a fucking terrible parody of Devil May Cry. It's hilarious.
So we're thinking good soup or chili dog?
For HD Unleashed, the modern Sonic like boost stages I think are fantastic. I still think that Unleashed is probably the best like looking Sonic game. I don't know what it is doing lately, but there's so much like cinematicism.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like I like the art style feels very Sonic when including a larger scope later Sonic games like Lost World had these weird the worlds felt very small. But then you had Adventure where the worlds felt a bit bigger, but then you get the weird creepy ass looking humans.
I love how I was gonna bring that up. How all the humans in Sonic Unleashed look about as cartoony as everyone else, so you don't get any they don't have a Sonic 06 where it's it's Sonic and Friends in Final Fantasy 12.
In Final Fantasy 12, like Final Fantasy 15, but terrible. It's like Sonic Unleashed feels like they were like, you know what? Let's bootleg Pixar, which I think was a good idea.
Honestly,
there's something about the way that Sonic's model looks different than it does in all the other like modern boost games. For some reason, they've done this thing to his muzzle. I don't know if anyone else but me notices this, but he looks in like Sonic Forces and Sonic Lost World and even in Generations to an extent like he's been stung in the face by a bee. His face looks so weirdly like bloated, and he's got like lips now.
Because they added a cheekbone to it rather than just keeping it flat like I think.
And so as a result, I'm not a big fan of a lot of his modern 3D renders, like at all. Not to mention they keep like giving his proportions like much harder to work with, like.
Yeah, his head and his hands are way too big these days.
That's what I mean. I fucked that sentence up, but you got it. You understood me. In Sonic Unleashed, the animations, even in the like not pre-rendered stuff, was pretty good. I really liked it. And when you're playing the game itself, the lighting engine and the way they do blur effects and stuff like that is like leagues ahead of all of the games that come after it. And it looks so pretty in motion. And it really, I think it's the game in the boost formula that gives you the best sense of how fast you're going.
Yeah. I can totally agree.
I would have liked, I'm not a level designer, so obviously I only know so much. I didn't mind that the stages in Sonic Unleashed, and to an extent all the other modern boost games have more or less been point-to-point sprint race tracks. I personally, for Sonic, if I was working on Sonic Unleashed and also
there we go.
All the other ones, I would just get rid of the side-scrolling segments.
I would too. I agree. Hard agree.
All right. So now that we have, actually, did we even decide where Sonic Unleashed goes? I just put it right here for.
Oh, I would say put it in like. Yeah, I think chili dog's good.
Yeah, I like that placement. I would agree with that.
All right. So anything? Let's go by tiers and see if there's anything that you guys might want to change. Just because I know like a lot of these were just kind of put on the fly. So Supersonic, I'm assuming that this is how we want it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark?
I'm here for the ride, man.
All right, cool. He was here for the Sonic podcast.
The only real Sonic fan among us.
I'm just here for the food.
He's here to listen to us complain about Sonic level design.
All right, and then for Sonic, I'm assuming the same thing.
That looks.
Yeah, the only difference is I would put Sonic Riders in this tier, but no one agrees with me.
I do agree with you, but I know my limitations.
I'd at least go around to putting the Christian Whitehead version above the default version, like we did with Sonic 2.
Okay, so this
yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah, same.
Right,
Yes.
Cool. Okay, just
Because
sure.
it's like it does have mobile controls on some versions, but not Steam or the PS3 where I first played it.
Okay. How about Chili Dog? What are we thinking here?
Okay, so I wasn't here for this. Chaotic. What happened here? What did I miss?
That was
You
me.
Miss Soos being in control. I like that game, but I think I like it more in concept than I enjoy playing it.
Yeah. No. Okay. So not talking about it now, after we've put everything on here, I do agree that it could be lower. But where?
Maybe
I'm not gonna live in a world where it's below generation or it's above generations.
I would agree with that.
I would like legit just swap their positions. Like I mean, I've made my point clear that like I think Sonic Generations should be in Super Sonic. I think it's part of the Trinity, but no one agrees with me, and I can accept that.
Okay. Let me hear your argument for the Trinity.
I think so like I'm not going to say that Act 1's the 2D classic Sonic was the the pinnacle of Sonic game design. Like there are so many games like it didn't emulate the Genesis perfectly. Like it did better than Sonic 4 did, absolutely. But I do think that the overall stage design for Sonic Generations, like in the Act 2s, is what 3D Sonic should have been. I think Unleashed did some things better, but of course Sonic 2's burden is still good when Sonic Unleashed's burden is and then not to mention, you bring back all the classic tunes. You got the boss battles. I think the Shadow boss battle is one of the best in the series. Like, okay, the final boss sucked ass. The story sucked ass.
Okay, I'm okay with putting it in Chili Dog.
Exactly.
I would agree with putting it there. I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think my biggest issue with it is just that, in terms of gameplay, I actually like the Werehog levels more than I like the classic Sonic levels, because the classic Sonic levels just feel like they're very short. They don't really feel like they exist half the time. I think maybe except for a couple of stages, but most of the time it feels really awkward to play them. And then they fucked it up on Forces. I don't know why they did that. How did they do that? They had all the source code. Why did they do that?
Yeah, but we're not talking about Forces right now. We're talking about Generations.
No, I just wanted to complain. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, we're just talking on Forces. Like this is, we're also making an argument for why Forces is where it is in trash tier.
Yes, it's not moving.
Yeah, no. Most of trash tier staying the same.
But I guess I also had some really bad experiences, at least with Unleashed, where I got game overs in the very, 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 very long Werehog stages, where I got sent back to the beginning, and that's why I only completed like a third of it.
Yeah. Did you ever play Unleashed HD?
I played a demo of it for the first stage, and like I know the feel of what it feels like, and I played Unleashed Project, which I know it isn't perfect. Which also, argument for Generations, Unleashed Project.
I would agree with you on that. I think Unleashed plays a little bit better than Generations, because it feels like Generations is a stiffer version of Unleashed. But that's just up to preference. I don't think that's like a objective thing. I just like the way that it feels a little bit more. I think that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, if you're still talking about Generations, then.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, then go.
Okay. I think when it comes to Generations, something about the way that the game, like, I really love the levels, the way they look. I don't really like how Sonic looks, and that's petty. But it's mostly because of the fact that they've nerfed the lighting engine and nerfed the way that the character animates. They're much more stiff and much more Everything animates a little bit more robotically. In Sonic Unleashed, they were trying really hard to make it look cinematic while you were playing, and that's just an extra point for me. But that's all subjectivity. So
right.
But remember,
also, Sonic no longer goes woo half the time.
That's true.
He's like woo.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna have Max kind of be the decider for this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you think, Max?
Because I have no strong feelings.
Unleashed better or Generations better?
Oh God. I would say. Oh Jesus. Half nostalgia goggles. Half. Sonic Unleashed being kind of a. I don't want to say more refined because obviously Generations probably refined the boost formula a bit more. Fuck it. I'll just go with nostalgia goggles. Unleashed better.
Okay. For it.
But not by a lot because both Unleashed daytime stages specifically and Generations are pretty damn good.
I will say subjectively, I like Unleashed more. I think that Generation edges it out as a video game objectively.
Yeah, me too.
Just as a complete package because you don't have to deal with if you don't like the Werehog stages, I think it's a deal breaker because of how much of the game they are.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put it like this now because you said the key word, which is complete package.
Yeah, I use buzzwords, guys. Am I a video game critic, dude?
You feel like Sonic.
Is Sonic
made me feel like
Dark
Sonic.
Souls of video games?
God,
okay,
but the Dark Souls word, guys.
But everything else, are we in agreement though?
I mean, does anyone have any objection in the order of Sonic Advance? Like I said, they're all really close in they're really close in how good they are, but they're good for different reasons.
Yeah,
that's like choosing children.
Yeah, 2
that's
has the best music.
Children,
Advance is close to the classic. 3 has probably the most interesting idea.
I like 2 over these 2, so that's it.
Bruh, 3 has some good music too, though. I like the the Chaos Angel, I think it's called. That shit rocks.
It does, but it's not enough for me to put it above any of the other ones.
I think.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna complain.
So I think there's that one cutscene of Sonic trying to catch Vanilla. Then I think the soundtrack that accompanies it is one of the best songs in the series, not just the Advanced trilogy, in the goddamn series.
I'm kind of agreeing with you on that. I think Advance 2's music is fucking fantastic. Advance 3 is a shadow sequel to Sonic Battle. Did you know that?
Yeah, because of Gemerald.
Because of Gemerald. I call him Gemerald because that makes more sense in my head.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's probably Gemerald, and that makes me angry. But it has a lot of remix music from Sonic Battle, specifically for Emerald's theme songs, and they're sick. I like the final boss.
All right, non-aggression uses some of the leitmotifs.
Yes, and it's sick. It's amazing. But I think that they're in a good place. I think Advance 2 probably edges out against the other 2. Okay. Probably because Sonic Advance's later stages are a bit annoying, like the original Sonic Advance. They the Egg Rocket Zone, I think it's called. It gets really dickish with some of its level design, really bad. There's a reason that people clown on dimps sometimes for their level design.
Sonic 3 had the worst of that, which is probably why. Was it Chaos Angel Act 3 was legit just stay on a platform.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah.
Thank God it had a good soundtrack though. The song for that stage was great. The stage itself made me want to cry, and I played it with cream because fuck that. At least, okay, Sonic Advance 3, you didn't have to play the game multiple times because you could swap out characters every stage as much as you wanted, which I think was good. Because if they made you do what Advance 2 did, I think this is the only negative point I can put towards Advance 2. The way you obtain the Chaos Emeralds
was horrible,
and the fact was horrible, and the way that you have to play the game with every character from the start was also kind of annoying. But I think it saved your progress for each character. I don't remember.
It did.
And the way you unlock Amy in Advance 2 was dumb. But that's extra content.
But who's playing Amy though?
Good question. She wasn't like she was in Advance 1 and 3 though. She was just a Sonic clone, which made her more fun to play.
Yeah, which is weird because like Sonic 1 Amy was like almost a completely different character rather than Sonic with.
Yes.
But in Advance 2 and 3, they just like Advance 2 just made her Sonic again, and then Advance 3 she was sometimes Sonic and then sometimes not.
Yeah, she had like a really big hammer when you teamed her up with Knuckles. That shit was fun. I liked that.
All right. What
Yeah,
about Good Soup?
I think besides that, Chili Dog's in a good spot.
Yeah.
All right. What about Good
Would
Soup?
anyone have any objections over Sonic 2 Battle and Adventure, like in their respective spots? Should they be swapped?
I have no objections.
I'm
I only have complaints. But that's Sonic fan way.
Never happy.
Never.
In Good Soup, my only objection is that Sonic Riders is here and not in Chili Dog, but that's it.
I mean, I haven't played it, so I can't say, like...
You haven't played... Yep, Riders?
No, I was a PS2 kid.
I have.
Was it on the PS2? I still haven't played it.
It was on the PS2, but it was a much worse version of the game.
I have
Okay.
one gripe with this placement is that it should be right here.
Ooh, spicy.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
He swapped Sonic Adventure 2 with Sonic Riders.
I would agree with that because we have Battle on top, and Battle is just better than the original. Unlike Adventure DX, where they ruined the game, Adventure 2 Battle was just better. I think the one negative point against Battle is that it ruined the sound mixing, so you can't hear half the time. But other than that, it's like it's the best version of the game that you can get. It's got all the extra shit, all the fun stuff. The multiplayer, godlike. Bring it back. God damn it. There was an entire stage where you were just going down City Escape, but on the board the entire time. It was great. It's multiplayer. Do it again. Sonic Team, what the fuck? Do it again. Bring back the Chow. Sonic, do it. Sega, why are you not doing? Why is there no Chow mobile game? Do you have any idea how much money people are willing?
All right, mid. I'm gonna stop it at mid, just because I really don't care what this order of the rest of these games is.
Yeah, the rest of that's pretty accurate anyway. For
Is
mid,
there anything else Penders has objected to?
For mid, I think
No.
Shadow's too high. I think Shadow's too high, but that's just me.
Wait, what did you ask? Because it sounded like to me like you asked, is there anything else Penders objected
yes, no.
to?
Yes, I'm like, can we add anything else to Penders to the lawsuit tier?
No,
don't think
because
that we can.
it was
Like
only Sonic Chronicles that caused him to throw a hissy fit and sue Sonic and not Sonic. Yeah, he sued Sonic the Hedgehog himself.
I just fucking well have.
No, he sued Sega and Archie Comics lost the fucking paperwork. And that's how he got his characters back.
And Penders took away Sally Acorn's virginity just to make everyone angry. What the fuck?
Oh, good.
Why-
Is it this time's episode to remind us of that fact?
Yep. That's a thing. That's a thing that happened in Sonic the Hedgehog. Why did he do that? Why?
Yeah,
Penders is a bastard.
I would argue that Shadow the Hedgehog's too high. I tried to play it with like a clear mind, and I made it like 2 stages before realizing this was like the worst shit. Like it's far and away so much worse than Sonic Heroes, because Sonic Heroes has like it has good level design. Like, you know, there's iconic set pieces that you can remember from Sonic Heroes. You know, with like the falling block or the bingo highways.
Is Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog better than Sonic Battle?
No.
Okay. Shadow the Hedgehog's the best game ever made. What are you talking about?
There's so many set pieces in Shadow the Hedgehog. What are you talking about, Tommy? Don't you remember shooting at a tank that was floating in the air for like 10 minutes? And then having it go away and having to do it all over again just because you ran out of bullets?
I was kind of amazed with the the levels where I'm like, I would go through a 20-minute stage and it's like when I first played it, and like I remember nothing from that stage. Like everything kind of looked the fucking same.
Yeah. Don't you remember going in like an egg robot that was just a shittier version of it, SA2, and just walk, and then like whenever you do the fucking like the hover, you can't move at all for like you're going so slow that you basically might as well not be moving, and then you try getting on the bike and you're like, wow, this just controls awfully and I'm moving slower than I would be if I was on foot. Why does this exist? And then you're just like, no, expected this baby. We could fly. And you're like, Shadow, shut.
Anything else we're objecting to?
I guess I wasn't here for it, but I think Sonic Spinball should be higher than Shadow the Hedgehog as well. I think it's at least a high mid. It was my second Sonic game, so my nostalgia goggles are on like hard for it. But
yeah, I vouch for it to be a little bit higher as well.
Oh yeah, okay. Also, the popcorn machine.
We put it there just because it was a novelty, but it also wasn't a video game.
I love the.
I mean, you gotta commit or you don't. It's either Supersonic or it's Y.
You know what? He's right, guys.
We'll probably put it in Nani just because. Like,
yeah, you know what? Let's put it in Nani.
Yeah.
Wait, we were memeing first, but it was.
We did not have a Nani tier earlier, though.
Yeah, we did it.
Did a better job
top of Nani.
Machine than most of the mid-tier games being video games.
Top of Nani.
Oh yeah. I never considered about how edible my Sonic games were. Like, okay.
It gave me the best bang for my buck. What can I say?
It's kind of hard to eat. Like, 7 out of 10 game, like 2 out of 10 food.
It tastes better than a Switch cartridge, dude. I don't know.
Dude, instant S tier, double S tier. It tastes better than Sonic Mania for the Switch.
The follow-up tier list. How good do Sonic games taste?
Oh my God! Yes.
Chili dog rank.
We'll save that for next episode.
Next time.
Next episode, fellas, Need for Speed tier list.
Oh, Need for Speed tier list. Oh, Sonny boy. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh boy.
What's the next tier list we should do? Because this was fun. I really enjoyed this one.
Like Sonic goes hard. Like we do. Pokemon is topical, and like there's enough Pokemon mainline games to have educated discussion that turns into just absolute death threats.
I mean, I'm down to do that real quick. There's not that many Pokemon games compared to Sonic
Let's
games.
do game developer tier list.
Oh God! If we do a game developer tier list, it's gonna be game developers we can allow to be in operation, and below that is firing squad.
Below that is you go to jail.
Firing squad is gonna be like it's gonna be
below that.
So
firing squad is jail. It's EA.
So this is how we split it up. We split it up: rare pre 2000s, rare post 2000s.
The best developer of all time.
All right,
It's gonna Howard. There's nothing better, no one worse. It's God Howard.
Oh my lord.
Before we go into how much we hate post 2000s rare and whatever, are we good with our tier list?
I am.
I agree.
Yeah, this is
Even though I've only witnessed a couple of games. And then never
I'm gonna go play Sonic Battle now and do TODs with fucking Cream the Rabbit, and then cry because I can't win at Tekken.
EODs or IEDs?
Fuck.
No.